If you aren't one of the 6 people that owned a Wii U, you may not be familiar with Bayonetta 2. Suffice to say, it's awesome, but it's also a little overwhelming for people that don't know anything about the series. For starters, what do you need to know about Bayonetta 1? Honestly, very little. Bayonetta, the character, is basically just a super powerful witch that has a love-hate relationship with heaven and hell. The rest of it you'll find out as you go, or you know what? You can read a Wikipedia entry if you're really that interested. Really what I'm here to teach you is how to be better at the game itself. At first glance, Bayonetta can be super daunting. Tons of pop-ups, over-the-top combo counters and animations. It kind of feels like you're walking into Times Square on peyote. So let me boil this down for you. There is one important thing to remember, just one. Dodging. Seriously, forget memorizing combos, forget item pickups. All you need to worry about is dodging. The rest of that stuff might come as you play, but seriously, dodging is way more important than anything else. To dodge, as you probably already know, you simply pull the right trigger. That's easy. The trick is to time it with the enemy's attack, dodging just before they hit you. If you do it right, time will slow down and you can unleash a flurry on the enemies right around you. As you're starting out, you may be tempted to attack enemies that are standing right in front of you. Don't. Just wait for them to attack. Each enemy has a slightly different timing and some are trickier than others, but if you nail the dodging, you'll basically be set for the rest of the game. If you find yourself dying a lot, probably because you're bad at dodging, you can always dial down the difficulty, but I would say for most humans, normal is very manageable and much easier than, say, the first Bayonetta. Alright, with dodging out of the way, the second thing you may be wondering, what should you spend your money on? Very early in the game, you'll come across a store called the Gates of Hell. Here you can unlock weapons, accessories, items, and techniques, as well as treasures, which are essentially costumes. Now, truth be told, you could go through the entire game without spending a single dime, or I guess a single halo, but depending on your playstyle, some of these items will help out a lot. So the weapons section in the store is a little misleading. Most of the stuff that you buy in the store are actually just alternate weapons that you find in the world for free. These are the weapons that you get from picking up these gold records and then bringing them back to the store. Once they're unlocked, you can buy alternate versions of these weapons that you can then equip on your feet, whereas ordinarily you couldn't. So if you really like a set of swords, for example, you can then do swords on your hands and feet, which is pretty cool. Accessories, on the other hand, are much more expensive. You can only equip 2 of them, and they usually make the game a lot easier. For example, one of the accessories that you can buy causes bullet time to kick in anytime you get hit. So if you're really bad at dodging and you get hit a lot, bullet time will still kick in even after you get hit, so this will help your survivability. Again, the accessories, given how pricey they are, not mandatory at all, but if you're having a tough time, you might want to look here. Items are single-use potions for all intents and purposes. If you're dying a lot, you can spend your money here, but keep in mind they're not long-term investments, and you probably want to look elsewhere unless you're looking to, say, increase your maximum health. Techniques, on the other hand, are basically new combos you can unlock. Some of these are like an uppercut or a ranged attack, parrying enemies, for example. They are not mandatory at all, but they are all really useful and they will help deal more damage over time. So if you're looking to just dump halos somewhere, Techniques is not a bad place to do it. You just might want to try them out in the store first to make sure that those techniques match your playstyle. Lastly, let's talk about treasures. Effectively, these are costumes. There are a ton of costumes in Bayonetta. A lot of them are thematic to the weapons you pick up, for example, but I think people are more interested in the Nintendo-themed costumes. These were in the original Wii U version, and they've come back here on the Switch. There are a number of them, from Star Fox to Zelda to Mushroom Kingdom to Metroid. And the way you unlock these, you purchase an item called the Super Mirror 64-2 in the store. Seriously, that's what it's called. That costs 100,000 halos, which is, again, a lot. But once you unlock that, you'll instantly get the Star Fox costume, which is pretty goofy. And that'll also let you buy the other costumes, the Link-themed costume, as well as the Mushroom Kingdom and Samus-themed costume. Those, once again, are 100,000 halos. This takes a really long time to unlock, unless you have a ton of amiibos lying around. You can actually scan amiibos to unlock these costumes instantly. So if you have a Star Fox amiibo, or say a Mushroom Kingdom amiibo, and scan them in the store, they will unlock the costumes automatically without having to spend any money. Even if you don't have these specific amiibos, you can scan any amiibo there is, and you will get a bunch of halos as well as items and other goodies. You can actually scan up to 32 different amiibos per day for an astonishing amount of halos, but obviously most people do not have 32 amiibos, and if you're one of those people but you want to earn money very quickly, you can just mess with the date on your Switch system clock, and that will allow you to scan the same amiibo over and over and over again. It's cheating, but you know what? That's life. Alright, that's basically all you need to know. Honestly, it might seem a little daunting, but just enjoy the roller coaster. Bayonetta 2 is really quite a lot of fun, and it's finally on a system that people actually own, so live it up.